Senate Bill 216, Mr. Chairman.
Senate Bill 216.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this bill is dealing with our auto dealers and warranty relationship. The current law requires automobile manufacturers to pay Virginia dealerships for warranty and recall repairs an amount no less than that of the repair parts and labor. This law has been in effect for over 25 years, and dealers are still being underpaid for warranty and recall work. As a little background, when a customer has a vehicle and it is issued and require repair, and the problem is not under warranty or recall, the customer pays the retail price. When a customer's vehicle has an issue that requires repair and the problem is under warranty or recall, the customer pays nothing. The dealership fixes the problem as reimbursed by the manufacturer, but the manufacturers manipulate the amounts paid for warranty and recall repairs in numerous ways. The manufacturers do not pay the same hourly rate as the retail customers. And manufacturers also artificially reduce the amount of time they claim is required for warranty and recall labor, and so they pay less labor hours. And lastly, Mr. Chairman, manufacturers have complete control over the price of parts and alter them to reduce the warranty and recall repair costs. It is a little bit more nuanced, but the net impact is the actual mechanics that work on the vehicles get paid less.
So, in other words, the manufacturers create the problem and then dictate the price of the solution.
That is the end effect. Now, the team has been working with folks over the last couple months to make various changes, one of which is to clarify the section 2 applies maintenance and other plans or programs and includes with the sale of the vehicle by the manufacturer or distributor. We've agreed to remove this provision at the request of manufacturers. Lines 19 through 22 with amendment requested by the manufacturers. This change makes clear that the burden of proof of the reasonableness of the retail amounts determined under the statute, and the amendment was requested by the manufacturers to make this a rebuttable presumption. And I guess in form, we need to adopt an amendment before the committee as well to make sure we pick all of these up, Mr. Chairman, and I would so move.
Mr. Chairman, it's a.
Could you report the amendment?
We have a substitute.
A substitute.
Posted online.
Substitute, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion for the substitute. We have a second. All in favor of the substitute, say aye.
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 All opposed? Substitutes before us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I was going through a couple of those, and we did work through various paragraph changes to clarify that, to calculating a dealer's retail amount, the manufacturer should only include retail repairs. We also took the opportunity to simplify language within lines 31 to 45. And again, lines 110 to 112, this change will specifically require a full reimbursement for a rental vehicle, and that's one of the key facts, where the manufacturer requires a dealer to provide one to a customer as a part of that warranty work. So right now, manufacturers will reimburse only a low set dollar amount per day, not the actual charges. So with the current recent surge in rental vehicle charges, dealers have been left covering substantial charges for customers' rental vehicles. In the original language we drafted, we would have covered the cost of all substitute transportation, including dealer loaner calls. The manufacturers asked that we had limited it to the rental charges. So that has been accepted in this amendment.
All right, very good.
So there's a number of other different amended changes that we think we've dealt with a number of different manufacturer requests in this, Mr. Chairman. But we do have some folks here today to speak to the bill as those with the auto dealers if there's any technical questions. But I would like to, Mr. Chairman, invite several individuals that are online from the dealership community to provide their testimony and experience as well, if acceptable. And first we have Emily Beck, Mr. Chairman, if acceptable, online. She runs her family's dealership in Front Royal in Winchester. She is the current board chair of the Virginia Auto Dealers Association. She's also a recovering attorney who's returned to the car business after practicing law in the area of customer finance issues, and would ask Emily to make some brief comments.
All right. Nothing says we can't start with the virtual and then move to the audience. So could you unmute? And
I believe I'm unmuted, and
all right, there you go. Thank you very much. Welcome, and could you please give us your testimony? Try to keep it to a minute and a half.
absolutely. Thank you so much. As chair of the Virginia Auto Dealers Association, I thought I'd take some time and just tell you some of the comments that our members have sent to their legislators asking for support of this bill. One dealer wrote, "Warranty and labor rates are often half of normal pay, and diagnostic time spent is not paid. So if a technician spends an entire day or even a week tearing a car apart to find an electrical issue and the vehicle is under warranty, the technician just provided a week's worth of free labor. Tell me another industry where this is common practice. Please change this and help cultivate a fair industry for both technicians and customer. Another dealer stated, I strongly feel that the manufacturer should pay at least the amount of time a consumer would pay. It is unfair for them to pay a discounted rate and for the technician to absorb the loss. So fair compensation for warranty work, this has been a long-running issue, and dealers will continue to have to fight tooth and nail for their rights. But this bill will strengthen the Virginia Code's language so that dealers can more readily pursue their rights for fair compensation. So on behalf of the Virginia's new car dealers, I ask that you support Senate Bill 216. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Senator Cosgrove, did you have before we go to the next speaker?
I'd like to hear the VADA before I speak.
Okay, but right now we have another speaker in the queue, Tim Pohanka, I believe, from Chantilly. That's one of your dealerships in my district. Tim, welcome. Please unmute.
Thank you. I'm the fourth generation of my family to work in our car business. My son, who is working with me, represents the fifth. We have over 1,200 employees in 8 locations. Senate Bill 216 directly impacts all of our members in significant ways. It's also critical to the consumers to rely on their dealers to repair their vehicles and to our employees to ensure that those repairs are done successfully. Fair compensation for the work of our technicians to our repair customers under warranty or recall is critical to their livelihoods. It's hard enough to retain good technicians, and undercutting their compensation for warranty repairs or for is only for the manufacturers. A financial benefit is unfair, especially as our technicians are being required to do extensive training for electric vehicles. I rely on you as legislators to support your local dealerships and their technicians by ensuring protections in Virginia franchise law to continue the business in the footsteps of my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. Thank you very much. Please support the 216.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Dan Banister. Dan, could you unmute and give us your thoughts?
Hello, hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the Senate. I am Dan Banister. I'm a first-generation automotive dealer that I built my business from the ground up. I currently employ over 150 people in 2 Nissan stores in Virginia, 1 in Norfolk and 1 in Chesapeake. We as dealers cannot fight every battle with our manufacturers. We rely upon the General Assembly to enact franchise laws that will give us tools to help resist the worst examples of overreach by our manufacturers and just make them treat us fairly. This bill that you're considering today does just that. It creates fairness that dealers can rely upon to ensure we can continue to run our business and serve our communities. So please support SB 216. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you so much.
before Dan leaves, Dan, this is Senator Cosgrove. He is known as Dan the Man, where we are. And what you can't see is he's about 7 feet tall. So it's good to see you, Dan.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you, Senator Cosgrove. Senator McPike, has this problem been getting? Is this one that's been getting worse over the years in terms of reimbursement for warranty work, or has this been a stagnant, long-term problem at the same level?
I'll let others speak to it, but it's my understanding some of this has been books for decades and decades and decades. And
Mr. Chairman, I would like to speak since you asked that question.
Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you. Right here in front of me, I'm looking at something dated March 15th, 1972. And this was Senate Bill 552 that was put in by Senator Paul Manns of Bowling Green. Now, I was a senior in high school in 1972. That was 50 years ago. And basically, we're seeing the same thing year after year after year. And actually, there are some different bullets on this, but number 5 is telling. This is dated 1972. The manufacturer will specify in writing the dealer's warranty, service, preparation, and delivery responsibility, schedule of compensation to be paid dealers for warranty parts, work, and service, and the schedule of compensation to be paid the dealer for this work. I've been on the Transportation Committee for 21 years, both in the House and the Senate. And we keep going over and over and over this. I mean, we have got to be taking care of our are automobile dealers. They are huge employers. And to have to keep coming back is just not right. And so I thank Senator McPike for bringing this bill forward. And the only reason I wanted to hear from VADA is I want to make sure I don't quite understand your pro-manufacturer amendments. I just want to make sure there's not any blood left in the water.
All right.
Thank you.
Senator McPike, do you have anyone in the audience? I see Mr. Hall. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Don Hall with the Virginia Auto Dealers Association. And to the Senator's question, we understand the need to work together. Certainly after 35 years of being down here, I've learned that lesson many times. And so we do work with the manufacturers. We coexist. We work together. We have projects. You'll see us before this committee working together this year on things. So in the spirit of cooperation, unfortunately, we'll never resolve this problem. It'll exist long after many of us are no longer involved in this process. But we'll continue working it and to make sure we do what is fair and keeps a level playing field for all manufacturers, including car dealers. So in the spirit of cooperation, we've worked with that. We appreciate your support, and particularly the patron's support and his understanding of this issue.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you. We are in support. Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are in support of the amendments as the bill is before you today, and I appreciate that very much.
All right. Anyone else here to speak in favor of the bill? How about those in opposition? Is there anyone in the audience in opposition?
Move to report substitute.
One moment. Anyone wish to speak in opposition from the virtual world?
There are no speakers, Mr. Chair.
All right. I don't believe this one has to go to finance, so I will entertain a motion on the bill.
Report. Second.
Move to report, and we have a second.
Second.
Could you open the rolls? Vote aye if you're in favor, no if you're not.
Senator Favola, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. Ayes 15, no 0.
Ayes 15, no 0. The bill reports. And next we have Senator McPike. I think you have one more.
Yeah, Senate Bill 237.
Senate Bill 237.
And I do have a substitute to offer.
And we have a motion on the substitute. We have a motion and a second to report the substitute. All in favor say aye. All opposed?
Thank you, Mr.